Okay, and we are live, and hopefully it stays that way because I have no idea what's going on. I have some theories, but my internet has just, also, why is it not, hang on, it's not picking up the game. There we go, it's picking up the audio. Hang on. There we go, click. It should pop up now any second. Any second now, load. I'm just gonna load right into this just immediately. But my internet, for some reason, has been just completely off, what's it called? I don't know, it's just been bad. It's just been terrible for some reason the past couple of days. Like, Monday and Tuesday, completely unusable. But granted, we got hit with, a huge freaking storm that, completely, took out, a lot of people's internet and even, took out a lot of people's power. And then on Wednesday, for some reason on Wednesday, it worked perfectly, which I'm super thankful for. I was, actually worried, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to, ask if we can move the relay, or I'm gonna have to tell everyone that I have to, sit out of the relay just because, my internet just isn't working? That would suck a lot if I just couldn't, if there was just nothing I could do about it just because my internet doesn't work anymore. But thankfully it worked Wednesday. But then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, my internet's just I'm just back to not working. Even your data, even if you're on 5G, we're just not gonna work. And it's thanks. I wanted to stream. I had some time. I also wanted to keep up with people in Discord and on Twitter and everything. And it my internet's so bad that even on data, I haven't been able to get Twitter or Discord or TikTok. Nothing loads. I have to be at other places to actually get it to work. There'll be a moment where it's oh, internet access, it's back, and then it'll just slowly fade away. And it's why? Don't leave me, I'm not ready yet. Please come back. So it's been a weird one, and I'm not sure what the issue is, because I've been playing around with it today, and I got it working a little bit. I did a bunch of resetting, called in, had someone walk me through resetting it and doing other stuff with it. So I think it's working now. Because my theory before I got it back to working and being functional was that maybe when my power got knocked out, maybe it damaged the router. But it's working today. And it I did my internet test and everything, and as far as I can tell, here and on YouTube, the streams are working good? Question mark? Let me just double check on the YouTube stream really quick. I think, it looks like it's working well. It says I have excellent connection and everything. Let's just go ahead and check on the Twitch side of things. It looks like, it looks like it's loading. The only issue is some things are struggling to load, the modules over on Twitch. If you don't know what that is, it's just the chat and stuff, or when I'm trying to look at my videos, that stuff isn't. Also, super just realized I forgot to change my categories and everything. Hang on, let me just change that super duper fast. The head well lost. There we go, done. Just had to update that. Also, I gotta take some of these tags out. Oh, honestly, only had to take out one of the tags. There we go. We're good. I completely forgot to do that. That's fine. But yeah, no, I just hope that everything just works. I hope it's all good now and my internet's back to functioning. Because I've had issues modules and chat and videos loading on Twitch before. I just hope that that's the only issues I have. Because I'm looking down at my connection and everything, and it's working fine. It's all good, so I hope it all works. But also, I found out that there's a game where you get a box Miku, Hatsune Miku. There's a game where you just get to beat her up or something. And I'm just thinking, I've never had any desire to punch Miku before. But that game looks fun. I've only seen screenshots of it on, Amazon and stuff. But it looks fun. It looks so cool. You get to make your own, character, it looks like. And then, as far as I can tell, you're, boxing to their song. So it might be, a rhythm game of sorts. Again, it's just based off of, screenshots. But I'm oh, that'd be so fun. I'd love to stream that. And then I realized I just end up punching my desk, which I already do so much, while not boxing Vocaloid characters. So I think if I was doing that, I just wouldn't have a desk anymore. I think I'd capsize the whole thing. So I was maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe it's a game I'll pick up and try just because it looks silly. But we definitely won't stream it. I'd have to figure out an entirely different set. I should get one of those mics that you clip onto yourself. But the VTube camera though, I wouldn't be able to track my face if I'm up away from the desk moving around. That'd be the issue. Oh, if you can't tell, there's a lot of issues with this plan, because at first I thought it was just punching my desk, but then it turned into audio, and then it turned into, like, capturing. But I think it'd be so funny. I think it'd be so fun to just beat up these anime characters. I don't know why. Again, I've never had beef with them or anything. But it's just like I've never had the option before. Now that I have it, I'm like, I kind of want to try it, you know? But I saw that while I was pre-ordering the Tsukihime remake. And just to give you like an idea of how bad my internet has been, I had to leave and go elsewhere to pre-order a game on Amazon. That's how bad my internet's been up until like an hour or two ago, is I had to leave to pre-order a game, and that's when I found the Hatsune Miku thing. But I'm also... Oh, I'm so excited for the Tsukihime remake to be released. And I had no idea that it was being released in the US, or like that had like a set time. Because like I heard that it had been like announced that it's being released over here, but like I didn't know that there was like a release date for anything. Up until it got announced in Fate Grand Order. And I was like, oh my gosh, when is it coming out? Looks it up. Oh, it's coming out next week. And we're probably not going to be playing it immediately, just because I do want to finish the Headwell Lost. Because guys, I was sitting there thinking like I could jump into I have a couple of different series going at the same time, but I'm like, but I don't stream too consistently, especially with my internet being as temperamental as it has been. So I was like, oh yeah, like today I could stream like the Headwell Lost. Maybe on Tuesday, since it's like National Yuri Day, I might start I think it's called like It Gets Lonely Here, which is a Yuri visual novel made by, I think their name is Ebi Hime, I want to say, ? I believe that's what their name is called. So I was like, I want to start that, and then on Wednesday we'd finish A Tith in Blood, and then on Thursday or Friday we'd stream Tsukihime, and then I was like, yeah, but with how inconsistently I stream, we'd finish any of those projects in like 10 months from now. So like maybe let's not. Maybe let's just finish out like one or two things and then go on, you know? So I was like, maybe I won't start that immediately. And I'm also not sure if I should start it at all. Just because like it depends on how like if there are H scenes in it and if they're like disableable. You know what I mean? So I'd have to do some like looking into that, because like if it's just like normal trigger warning stuff, then it's like, well, the last two things we streamed are A Tith in Blood and Without a Voice, both of which required several trigger warnings. So it's like, if that's all it is, then it's fine. But if there's like anything that like isn't okay on Twitch that I can't turn off, then it's like, okay, then we simply won't. It'll be one of those ones that I record after I finish Fate. But I'm still very excited for it, because I've never read or like heard anything about Tsukihime. But I do really like Type Moon stuff, and like I've heard just excellent things about it. And it has current Takeuchi art in it, which is just chef's kiss. I love Takeuchi's art. It's so good. It's incredible. So it just looks like a bunch of that, and it's really good. And I think it has some animated cutscenes by Ufotable. Either that or it's just the trailers. Regardless, if like there are any cutscenes like animated by Ufotable, then I'm like, I'm so here for it. And if not, then it's like, you know what, at least we still got like the trailers and like presumably the opening for the game. But I'm just like, oh, I'm so here for it. They're just, as a visual novel fan, I'm just eating right now. There's just so many good ones out that have released like recently or like are coming up. Like there's just so many good ones. But yeah, with all that being said, I think we should go ahead and jump on into it. Now, I'm only probably going to be streaming this for about like 2-ish hours, you know, like the usual amount of time. I was planning to stream longer, but I do have like groceries and stuff to go pick up at certain times, and then I also have plans later in the day that I want to get to, and like I was planning to start sooner, but then I wasn't able to like start because of the internet issues. So yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump on into it. Now, from last time, I do remember that like there was stuff with her family. Her brother needs like the what is it? Was it the kidney transplant? He needs like a kidney. And then Rai's got raised. How do you say his name again? Is it Rai? I think I've been calling it Rai this whole time. I think that's what I've been calling him, I believe. So he's gone again. Big sad. Such a big sad. I love having him around. So he's gone now, which sucks. But yeah, no, then as soon as he left, basically, we got all of this dropped on us, and it's like, okay, cool. Fun times, fun times. Also, can you guys... Oh, okay, that's where my mouse pops in. Okay. But yeah, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get back into it. It's been almost 2 weeks since I talked to my dad on the phone. I'm still really shaken from it. I honestly don't know what to do. I thought about reaching out to Rai to talk about it, but I still can't seem to process what's happened myself. They want me to give up a kidney? It's my brother who's suffering. Do I owe it to him to give him one of my kidneys? Am I an uncaring bitch if I don't? Oh, don't think about yourself like that. I just feel really tied up by all of this. See, like, I don't know. That's hard because, like, obviously, like, surgery is scary, and even if it's like not one that has like a high chance of like doing anything bad to you, it's still like the idea of it is like not great for a lot of people, you know? And it could also cause complications. Like, what if something happens to like her last remaining kidney, you know? Like, again, I'm not like the most professional medicine man out there, but I feel like if you only have one kidney left and something happens to it, then you're in like a lot more trouble than if something happens to one of your kidneys while you have both. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I don't think you're uncaring if you don't give it to him, but I also understand why like those thoughts would pop up, especially when like it just happened. After passing through my shift at the library in a complete daze, it's time for my usual shift at Latte Night. It's a testament to how regular my life has been that even though I'm experiencing some of the worst emotional turmoil ever, I can still do my job without screwing all the drinks up. Seriously though, Francis, what's up with you? You've been acting like your dog died or something. I have cats, Avery. Same difference. Okay, sorry. Cat lovers are so... They mutter to themselves a bit before shaking their head. Anyway, what's going on? Do you need to talk about it? Part of me wants to talk to someone about it, but I don't know if I can formulate words yet. I'm so confused. Thanks, I appreciate the thought, but I'm still figuring it out for myself right now. It's just some family drama. Oh, that stuff's the worst. Your family doesn't live around here, right? Yeah, they're one state over. It's not the worst drive ever, but I don't get to see them too often. What's there to have drama over, then? Did I or did I not just say that I didn't really want to talk about this? I guess I didn't say that technically. It's complicated. They want me to do something I don't really want to do. I know I don't technically owe them anything, but I feel kind of obligated to do what they want me to do. Why? Why do they want me to do it? No, why do you feel obligated? Huh? Well, they're my family. So, Avery out here being base, let's go. The conversation has taken a weird turn. So, don't you usually want your family to be happy? Yeah, but you shouldn't do stuff for people out of obligation, you know? I can't help frowning. Technically, Avery's right, but it's not that simple. I don't really want to get into specifics with them, though. Well, I'll keep thinking about it for now. Noah himself hasn't asked me anything. I don't know that I want to put myself in the position of volunteering to have my kidney removed and given to him. If he can't or won't bring it up, I'm certainly not going to. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Noah, I don't know too much about Noah, obviously. We've only had a few conversations with him and never actually like even been in person with him. But I'm trying to figure out his perspective in all of this and like what like I'm feeling from pure just vibes and nothing else is I feel like I don't know, I feel like he kind of wants to like he doesn't feel like he like deserves to ask her because of like family drama and stuff. So he's trying to be there, trying to be a better brother before he actually asks for it to actually like to justify it to himself that it's okay for him to ask. Again, that's like just purely the vibes I'm getting. I could be so wrong on that, and that's totally okay. But again, that's just kind of what I'm feeling out. Man, I'm beat. Huh? Rise calling. Receiver of curse. Rye? Hey, are you off work? Well, I guess you have to be since you picked up the phone. Yeah, I just got off. I'm still walking home. I still don't know how I feel about you going home by yourself so late. It's a safe area. Nothing ever happens around here. And anyway, I've got pepper spray ready to go. Let's go, base. I was gonna say, like, in big cities like this, I feel like you're never safe if you're, especially walking around at night. But you know what? Pepper spray, that's got your back. There's a pause in the conversation. Francis, is everything okay? Huh? Yeah, I'm just tired. It's been a long day. Really? Yeah, why do you ask? Lately, you haven't really been yourself. You've been a little distant. That's why... He's more astute than I gave him credit for. I've been pretty worried about my family, but I didn't think I was being so obvious about it. The conversation with Avery today kind of unnerved me. I'm really not quite ready to talk about it yet. Besides, Rye's on tour. He's busy. The last thing I want to do is mess up his performance. His tour's almost over too. Really, I'm fine. I'm just tired. Okay. He totally believes us. Oh, we did it. Where's the tour off to next? You've still got about a month, right? If I remember right, it's supposed to end in mid-August. Yeah, we're back in Europe, heading to the UK next then. Dubai? We have a break, but I have a lot of work to do that week. Collabs, press. I think Virgil and I are doing voiceovers for a cameo in some kids cartoon. You call that a break? Well, it's a break in the tour at any rate. Rye's schedule, as usual, is packed to the brim. How many strings would he have to pull to be able to spend his birthday with me? Hey, you know you can talk to me about anything, right? Don't keep worrying about being a bother. I know, Rye. Thanks. After chatting a little while longer, Rye has to go, and I'm left with my own thoughts. I've thought and racked my brains, but I'm no closer to an answer. Sorry, I bumped my desk. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why I can't box people live, you know? I'm bumping things while just reading. Realizing that I clearly can't handle this issue on my own, I invited Jenna out for lunch. We meet up at a Chinese restaurant close to the library. Jenna's looking fashionable as usual on her day off. Hey, this is an unexpected surprise. Sorry, you didn't have anything planned, did you? You already asked me that on the phone. Even if I did have plans, which I didn't, I would have made time for you. You rarely ever ask me for anything. You think so? Yeah, I'm always the one inviting you, you know? It's nice to be the one being asked for advice for a change. When she puts it that way, I realize that it's true. It surprises me even how much I've come to trust Jenna, though. We've been working together for a while, but it's only been after I started dating Rye that we've gotten even closer. Strange, isn't it? Usually once you start dating, your friendships tend to fall by the wayside. Is it because Rye and I are mostly long distance? Yeah, that probably helps the friendship angle. I really want to make an effort to spend time with Jenna, though. I'm not used to opening up so much to someone, but it feels nice to be understood by someone else. Aside from Rye, Jenna knows the most about my family situation and everything. Besides that, I just trust her opinion. Even though it's nice getting a second opinion from someone who's led a different life from you and has a different perspective sometimes. Sometimes you just need someone you can relate to. Jenna's relationship with her girlfriend, the fact that she and I work in the same place, are close in age. I don't have to give her context for every little thing. She just gets me. For a change, I don't have to force myself to smile. Thanks, I'll invite you out more often, so you'd better not complain when I do. I would never. Besides, it's your treat, isn't it? After we order our food, I start explaining the situation to her. Damn, that's deep. I was just worried you were having issues with your famous boyfriend. You've been staring off into space and sighing a lot. He and I are actually good right now. We got into a big fight while he was here last time, but we worked it out. But this, I don't even know where to start. I kind of vaguely talked about it with another coworker, but they were like, "You don't owe your family anything," which, while true, doesn't help me much. Yeah. I mean, they're not wrong, but it's not that simple to just be like, "Hey bro, sorry, you're dying. I'm not gonna give you my kidney." I'm more bothered by the fact that he's called me so many times, but not brought it up. If he just straight up asked me to donate a kidney, I probably would have said yes. Jenna sighs, leaning back in her chair to think. Your dad explicitly said that your brother needs a kidney transplant, and specifically yours? I think back on my conversation with my dad. No, he said might require, and he said they wanted to look for another donor first, but that it might take a long time. That might have just been him trying to I've been struggling to read a little bit today. Even when I was reading a book earlier, I was like, my brain is just not working right now with it. That might have just been him trying to be considerate, though. Maybe. From what I know about your dad and brother, I doubt they'd be able to just shamelessly ask you for a kidney. Makes sense they'd want to leave it as a last resort. Yeah. But he said might, so it's not a done deal yet. Maybe that's why your brother hasn't brought it up. He doesn't even know if he really needs a kidney transplant yet. True, but he could have still brought it up. My dad even assumed that I knew, but Noah hasn't even mentioned being sick. He just asked me about how I'm doing. Jenna nods thoughtfully. I think... in this situation, he's just worried and trying to tie up loose ends. Faced with the prospect of kidney failure, having to get a transplant, going to the hospital, he thought of his sister whom he hasn't talked to in a long time. Makes sense to me. That's so valid, Jenna. That's so valid. Still... Francis, you are the last person who can be upset about this. You can't be mad at your brother. Do you ever tell him anything? So true, bestie. Oh my gosh, let's go. It's frustrating how reasonable that is. I can't help biting my lip. Anyway, you have a bad habit of fearing the worst. Don't be so quick to jump to conclusions when you still don't have all the details yet. I agree that you shouldn't feel obligated to give up a kidney, but that's not what this is about, is it? I shake my head. So, clear things up with your family first, or wait for your brother to clear things up. It's not like your dad said you had to actually do anything right this second. Yeah, you're right. I let out a sigh. I just went and got depressed on my own. By the way, does your boyfriend know about this yet? No. He's noticed that I've been acting different, but I wasn't ready to talk about it when he asked me. But you're talking to me about it now, so you're ready, aren't you? I don't want to bother him when he's on the tail end of his tour. His work is important to him. Okay, but you're also important to him. Oh my gosh, Jenna's the best. Can we just keep talking to her whenever we have an issue? She just speaks nothing but truth. Rai himself told me not to think of myself as a bother. I know Jenna's right about this. He loves you, doesn't he? Yeah. Then he'll be disappointed if you don't rely on him more. Just like how you don't like Noah not talking to you about his illness. Just like you'd be disappointed if Rai was suffering and didn't tell you what was going on. Thanks. You're right, I know. Aren't I always? Gosh, she's just so right, and I love it. I laugh. Okay, now shut up and eat your dim sum. Jenna and I enjoy the rest of lunch without talking anymore on these heavy topics. For now, I guess, I'll have to try to not jump to conclusions. Maybe Noah had his own reasons for not wanting to tell me about it yet, so I'll wait for him to talk to me about it. And I can't keep avoiding my mom. Dad's right, I need to go home and visit soon. Mom must be worried about Noah too. I just... somehow can't bear to see her relief over my dating a man. Yeah, like, it's not like she's ashamed of Rai, but it's just how her family specifically is going to react. Like, it's better that she is, and like, that's... No, I just read the next line, and she's being like, is that petty of me? And it's like, I don't think it is, at least. Like, maybe someone else would disagree with that, but I don't think it is. You know, like, you're allowed to, like, love whoever you want, sort of thing. You shouldn't have to worry about your, like, mom's reaction to it, basically. Is that petty of me? It's pretty petty of me. I just want her to apologize to me, and I want Noah to be honest with me. How did our family get so twisted? Also, I just reached for my water bottle, and I realized, I don't have it. So I'm just gonna step over to the other room, and I'll be right back. Okay, bye. Hang on. Why can't I move? Why am I frozen? Hello? Why can't I move? Why can't I move off screen? Hang on. What? Why are there two of me? Wait, where's this second one at? Wait, what the freak? Why are there two? Why are there two of me here? Why are there two of me here? What the freak? I'm so confused right now. Hang on. This is... Oh, hey, look, it's Miho. I put her down there just because I didn't want to have to, like, take her off my shoulder every time I was streaming something, like, not Studio Lawn related. Why are there two of me? I don't remember making a second one. Delete. Yeah, let's just delete that one really quick. Okay, now can I move off screen? Why can't I move off screen? Click. Okay, bye. I'll be right back. Why don't I just hang on? Hang on. Why don't I just go to? There we go. The Be Right Back screen. There we go. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. Ah, some glorious H2O. I love it. Chair, move over. My chair loves to get caught. There's like a crack in the floor mat that I have for my office chair, and my chair loves getting stuck in it. It's like its favorite activity is just getting stuck, and I hate it. Okay, we're back. Thankfully, I didn't have to fill up my bottle, but what? Anyways, I'm just gonna move on. It's just not worth. It's just not worth saying it anymore. Hang on, where am I? There I am. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I just don't know where that other one came from. That's so weird. Anyways, I need to move chat over. I had to move chat because I couldn't move me until I realized, oh wait, I'm clicking on something else. There's another layer on top of me. That was so weird. Oh, that's great. That's great. Anyways, yeah, no, let's just jump back into it because I have water now. I got rid of my doppelganger. We're all fine. Unfortunately, both Ryan and I are busy for the next few days, and I missed the timing to tell him about what's going on. Since talking to Jenna about it, I'm feeling much better though, so I don't stress too much. After a long day, I'm at home relaxing and getting ready for the weekend. It's nearly 3 a.m., but it hardly feels like it. Oh, hardly feels like it. My phone starts ringing. I seem to be getting a lot of phone calls these days. That reaction is my exact reaction. I hate phone calls. To be fair, though, I just kind of hate phones. Like, I like being, like, when I'm alone, I like being alone, and with people, I like being, like, fully present with them. And phones do just make that hard when you have, like, 5 people texting you while you're hanging out with someone, or when you have, like, 5 people texting and calling you and trying to get your attention when you're, like, trying to be, like, alone and take some time for yourself. It's like, please, just stop. So you know what? That's my exact reaction to getting calls. It's an unknown number, but I decided to pick up anyway. I don't know why, it's just, I have a very strong feeling that it's not a telemarketer on the line. Hello? Hey, I'm gonna try and make my voice as neutral as possible because I don't know anything about this person. Hey, is this Francis? Yeah? Who is this? You can't tell by my voice. Oh, you can't tell by my voice? You can't tell from my voice? It's Virgil. Oh? Wait, Virgil? It catches me so off guard that it takes longer than I'd like to admit for that fact to sink in. Virgil has my number? Why does Virgil have my number? What's he calling for? It takes a second to add him to my contact list. I got your number from Ryan, naturally. Thought I'd check in. I'm gonna cut to the chase. Ryan's been pretty depressed these days. You got any idea why? My heart lurches. Rye? Depressed? He seemed normal enough to me on the phone. I think he's sad about you. Okay, that Francis, that's my guess, is that he's sad about you. I don't know. You guys haven't gone to a tiff or anything. No, last time he was here we had a pretty big argument, but we talked it out. As far as I know, everything's fine. I mean, we even agreed to move in together. Huh, that's weird, because he hasn't really been himself since he left K-City. He does his work as usual, but something's not right. Are you sure you guys resolved everything? Far be it from me to poke my big Greek nose into other people's problems, but this is my best friend we're talking about here. I don't blame you for being worried. Now you've got me worried about him. But yes, we did really talk everything out. I don't know if he told you, but we're moving in together after the tour's over. Yeah, no shit he told me about that. Can't say I'm too jazzed about it, but what can I do? He's an idiot in love. How the hell am I supposed to respond to that? He's reacting just like Rai said he would. Look, Rai, he's a worrier. He's told me before that he's afraid that he's burdening you. What? I don't think of him as a burden at all. Don't give me that crap. Of course he's a burden. Oh. Nice tact there, buddy. Good one. Good going. I'm trying to find a better place to put Twitch chat. I think over here is a good place. Sorry. You guys had, like, you could not see at all what I was doing, so I do that so often, though, of, like, I'll just be sitting like, I need to figure out what to do with X, Y, and Z. And then I'll just, like, start doing it mid-stream or mid-recording. It's like, you guys can't see anything. I'm just talking. I'm just saying things that you have no context for. Anyways, Virgil, thank you so much. I think it's the ADHD. I'm not gonna lie. Because as I was sitting there reading, like, I'm laughing about him being a burden, I just looked over and saw him, like, oh, I really need to worry about this right now. And it's like, no, you really don't. You're doing other things, you know? Not me also moving myself, being, like, annoyed at my positioning. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He's a Dullahan, and he's famous. You guys can't go on regular dates, and he's gone half the time. But once the tour's over, hey, newsflash, Rai's still gonna be a headless superstar after the tour's over. Only difference is he'll be a little less gone. That's all. You know what our schedule's like? I do. It's not like Rai is going to be on holiday as soon as the tour's over. Still. Okay, I see what you're saying. In a way, you can't have a relationship with someone without being a burden on them on some level. But Rai is a burden I'm willing to bear. Have you told him that? Yes. Well, maybe not using those words exactly, but... Rai knows I love him, doesn't he? I mean, it's not like I'm shy about saying it. We communicate. Here's the big problem when one of the folk dates a human. You're nice and happy, yeah, because Rai has to tell the truth. Whatever he says to you, you can believe it with total certainty. Sure, the folk can admit stuff or twist their words around, but Rai's not like that. He's stupidly honest by nature. You know this, yeah? Yeah. I have a feeling I can predict what Virgil's about to say next. But Rai doesn't get to have that same sense of security from you. You can lie to him. When you say casual stuff like everything's fine, or even heavier stuff like I love you, he doesn't get to believe it with total certainty. I get what you're saying, but I'm human. I can't do anything about that. If Rai doesn't trust me, that's not really my fault. I understand where Virgil is coming from with, like, why he's thinking that Rai's, like, feeling this way. But I'm also not going to assume that Virgil's right until I actually hear it from Rai, sort of thing. But at the same time, like, from my perspective, I'm like, I feel like Francis has conveyed that she very much so loves Rai. But at the same time, I do understand why Rai has, like, that level of uncertainty about this kind of stuff. Because of, like, he has to be honest and she doesn't, sort of thing. So it's like, I kind of get it, but, like, I still feel like she's, like, communicated that very well. But again, that doesn't also... But we're also in Francis's head, you know? We see Rai how she does, but Rai doesn't see himself through Francis's eyes. So it's like, you know, I guess that there is also that. I'm not saying he doesn't trust you, but your mood affects him. What you say or don't say affects him. Rai is a worrier. If you don't say some stuff clearly, he just won't get it. That makes sense. I think back to our big argument, to how I've been behaving recently. Rai himself picked up on my bad mood, and I haven't talked to him about what's been going on with my family. And I told him that I still need time to think about making our relationship public. Rai is busy, sure, but he still has plenty of time to brood about all this stuff, same as me. Because we're apart so much, we need to communicate better. I need to communicate better. I've been afraid of bothering Rai, and he's been afraid of bothering me. So there's lines we won't cross. See, that's that part where I'm, like, very much so, like, I don't want to say, like, against Francis, but, like, also, like, I'm seeing it more from Virgil's perspective, is that she basically did imply that there's, like, some heavy stuff going on, but it's like she's just not ready to talk about it. And, like, very clearly, like, it's, like, obvious that she's not okay, and, like, Rai picked up on it immediately. But he just has no idea what it is, so he can't do anything except for just sit there and brood and be sad and worried. So when she, like, first said, like, yeah, it's been, like, a long time, because I think we jumped from the 8th to the 15th, like, a full week, basically, and it's like, oh, and she still hasn't said anything to him about it. Okay, I guess. I guess we're just gonna keep going and let him just keep worrying. So that checks out. But that sort of thing eats away at us. I've glossed over a lot of things in this relationship, but the argument we had, the insecurities we have, those can't be wiped away so easily. I need to be bluntly honest with him so he knows where I stand. Virgil? Yeah? Thanks, I hate to say it, but I think I've been sort of taking Rye for granted. And, well, I'm a worrier too. I kinda got that. They say opposites attract, but that's actually not true, you know? You two are pretty similar. So try and put yourself in his shoes sometime, okay? Yeah. Rye's really important. That was a weird yeah. Like I said, like, yeah, and it's like, I don't know, that didn't sound right. Rye's really important to me. Has he told you a lot about our friendship? Not really. We've known each other since we were kids. We both went to, the special school in Rhode Island at the same time. Long story short, we go way back. So you did go to school together. I had wondered. Yeah, well, I'm still half human, half... Wait. Oh! I thought that was a comma instead of a period, so I was like... I thought he was saying, I'm half human, half siren, and I'm like, Virgil, 2 of those halves are the same half, and you can't have 3 halves. I don't know if you, passed math class. But you know, it's a period, so it works out fine. Half siren. I feel like that's cheating in the music business. Anyways. I take after my human father a lot more, so that caused me a lot of problems growing up. My full siren cousins didn't take too kindly to a half-breed in their midst. That's awful. I don't even know what to say. I decided to just be quiet and keep listening. Even though he was a shy, good-natured kid, even then, it was Rye who stood up for me. And then I got really into music and kind of forced him to go along with it. Wait, okay, my brain also short-circuited on that sentence. And when I got really into music and kind of forced him to go along with it, he did. I wouldn't be who I am without Rye. I just want him to be happy. I've always known that Virgil was important to Rye. He feels the same way about you, you know? Thanks. Hey, just who's comforting who here? Oh, were you trying to comfort me? A little. I can tell that you're really important to him, so I want you to use that. So I want you to use that good influence. I got it. So I want you to use that good. So I want you to use that influence for good. That's all. I could not say influence. That was such a struggle. If you ever heard him, you're gonna have a batshit crazy half siren coming after you. Sirens. Aren't they basically like mermaids? I don't know much about them, which makes this threat all the scarier somehow. Got it. I appreciate the warning. Anywho, I heard from Rye that you're off weekends. Yeah? Got any plans this weekend? No. Why? Well, me and him are in New York for the weekend. Got some work stuff and a little charity concert thing tomorrow. I guess now it's later today, not tomorrow. Anyway, I think you two need to have a heart-to-heart, and I think it'd be better if it was in person. What do you say? That sounds great, but I don't exactly have the budget for a sudden flight to New York. Actually, it was a rhetorical question because I already booked your flight and it leaves in an hour. Based, Virgil. Based. What? Why did it? That was weird. I don't know why I went to the save screen. Like I said, Rye's important to me. This guy's amazing. And a little terrifying. I'll text you the flight details and send someone over to take you to the airport. Pack light and we'll see you soon, yeah? Yeah. What else can I say to that? For being arranged so last minute, things proceed rather smoothly. Since I'm only staying for 2 days, I'm able to pack most everything I need into a carry-on bag. Oh, I can't do much about my liquid beauty products, but I'm sure whatever hotel we're staying at has stuff I can use while I'm there. A hotel Dryden's staying at has got to have nice lotion and things, right? I'm soon picked up by a driver Virgil sent, and then it's just a few hours on the plane before I touch down in New York. Okay, and also, I did just realize, so, slight tangent. I need to check on the YouTube side of things, just because, I broke chat. Okay, we're all good on the YouTube side of things. I broke chat, and by that, I mean, I've talked about it for a while and, like, shown for a while that Twitch chat would struggle to pop up. Okay. But YouTube chat worked flawlessly. It worked so fine. It was so great. But I was like, I really want to fix YouTube chat just because that's where most of the chatters are at anyways. So I want to make sure that that one works especially. I especially want to make sure that one works. So I did a lot of tinkering. Took like 2 hours like fixing it. I finally got it to work. And then suddenly YouTube chat just doesn't even pop up anymore. Like, I think let's just go ahead and type like Bing Bong into it. And wait, I can't comment on... Why can't I comment on this? What the freak do you mean? I've never not been able to stream... comment in my own stream before. What do you... This stream's private? Why is it private? What the freak? My YouTube stream's being private right now. Hang on, how do I change that? Public. Get that stuff out there in the public, baby. That's so weird. I don't know why it was privated. Anyways, I guess YouTube's been private this whole time. Oops, guess I didn't need it. Guess I didn't need to check on it. That's fine. I wonder how that looks. Would, like, the part that I had private still be private, or does it, like, completely change? Here, let me just double check something really quick. That's funny. I have the wrong thumbnail. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Oh, I'm such a terrible YouTuber. I'm just the worst. The head. The head well lost. There we go. Save. There we go. Now we're good. Just saying hi before bed. Have fun. Oh, have fun and sleep well. Glad you could come by and say hi. Hello. Have a great rest of your night. As soon as I, like, click that, like, people came in. It's crazy. If you, like, actually let people know you're streaming, people know you're streaming. But I hope you have a great rest of your night. Sleep well. That's funny. Anyways. Let me just pull this back up and let's just get back on into it. There we go. Hey, you made it? Hello? Game? I clicked and you didn't click. Hang on. There we go. Hang on. Is it? Okay, we were. Yeah, I just left the airport. Cool. Could you take a selfie and send it to me? I'll circle back around. Did the Virgil himself come to pick me up? What the hell? Still, I do as I'm told. The last time he saw me was in that video call ages ago. I don't blame him for forgetting what I look like. Alright, I see you. Just hang tight. Sure enough, I see a fancy red car pull up. Is this the difference between Virgil and Rye? One of these cars is much flashier than the other. I don't even recognize this brand. After the cars pull up, I can read the little tag on the front that says Bugatti. Even the name sounds expensive. The passenger side window rolls down and I see a familiar face. Oh, I love his portrait. It looks so good. Hey, Francis. Thanks for picking me up. Of course, the least I could do for dragging you up here on such short notice. When somebody is personally picked up by the driver, flown to New York on first-class flight, and then a famous singer driving a fancy car comes to get them, it can hardly be called dragging. You have a point there. Still, you're a champ for making it out here in the middle of the night like this. Is it okay if I put my bag in the... does this car even have a trunk? I don't see an opening. Virgil laughs heartily at this. Of course it has a trunk. Sure enough, it pops open. It's with no small amount of embarrassment that I toss my bag into the trunk and then sit down in the passenger seat. And I thought Rye's Porsche was fancy. It's a quiet drive for the first several minutes, so I Google Bugatti cars, and one of the people also ask things says, "How much is a new Bugatti car?" When I click that, the words 1.7 million for the cheapest model make my eyes practically pop out of their sock. Okay. I didn't know cars got that expensive. I've heard of cars being a couple $100,000. I've never heard of a car being hundreds of thousands. Not hundreds of thousands, but being over $1 million. That is obscene. Also, I just pulled up the YouTube chat just because I wanna try something really quick. Hang on. Pop, pop, pop. Did that do anything? Did anything pop up? Nope. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that YouTube chat was actually fully. Wait, what the freak? Do you guys see that? Do you guys see that? It's like, hang on. Mouse. Right here. Why is chat right here? What the freak? Hang on. Can I like grab that? No. Hang on. YouTube chat. Womp. Why is it so small? I said it to be bigger, but I guess that works. This is a disaster, but everything I tend to do tends to be, you know, it's fine. That's so funny. Anyways, I'm gonna go exit out of this because I don't want to put any more strain on my connection. Let's just go ahead and close out of that. I love it. We have fun here. Do things work? No, but I have a great time. I tend to laugh lots at all of my mistakes, so it's all good. Naturally, I close the tab and put my phone away. How was the flight? That was from Virgil. How was the flight? I have absolutely no complaints. I've never flown first class before. It was pretty fancy. Good. At least Rye won't be able to complain that I didn't show you a proper courtesy. I have a question. Shoot. Earlier you said you're half siren, so you're not one of the fair folk, right? Nah, sirens are their own thing. We're Greek. Good for you. So what I'm getting at is, you can lie. You're not bound to the same rules as the folk as Rye. Yeah, and trust me, I'm pretty good at it. What an odd flex. What a weird thing to just say. I don't doubt that for a second. But you and Rye are best friends. So you want to know how Rye can trust me, how can trust in me but worry so much about you. I feel some type of way at being seen through so quickly, but I guess it's a reasonable train of thought after the conversation we had earlier. I nod. Rye's known me for years. If he didn't know what type of person I am by now, well, he'd be hopeless. But you guys haven't actually spent all that much time together, right? So true. When you put it that way, yeah, less than 2 weeks in person. You two just need more time. That's all it is. Rye will get over it, but you have to help him along. And let him understand what kind of person you are. You've got to communicate. But what if the type of person I am is the one that doesn't communicate? Gosh darn it. I know. Shortly after that, we pull into the hotel parking garage, past a throng of fans who wave at us as we pass by. The car windows are tinted so they can't see us, but still. I raise an eyebrow, a question on my face. Yeah, the fans figure out where we're staying pretty quick. Some of them will stay out all night waiting to see us too. That's extreme. Tell me about it. Times like this, I wish I had Times like this, I wish I had any siren powers to make them go away. I don't mind the attention, just feel bad that they're out on the streets like that. So you don't have any powers at all? Like I said, I'm more human than siren. Well, I guess if I stare into someone's eyes for a really long time, sometimes they get charmed. I was about to say the same thing as she was. I was so close. I was gonna say like, oh, I don't think that has anything to do with your siren powers. I think that's just like you getting to know them and them starting to like you. That'd be the worst superpower though. If you stare into my eyes for 5 minutes straight, you'll like me 10% more. Actually, I have heard that that's like a real thing, where if you stare into someone's eyes long enough, like I think it was like a psychology little test that me and some friends like heard about, so we tested like, if you just stare into each other's eyes for a full minute straight without looking away, you'll become closer. It like didn't work, but it's, you know, it's like the same idea. I don't think that has anything to do with you being half siren. I think that's just because of your looks. Virgil is really incredibly beautiful, like to the point where I'm afraid to look directly at him. Fair. Yeah, I see that. Damn, got me there. I've really got nothing then. Guess I'm glad I inherited my mom's supernatural looks at least. If I took after my dad, it'd be tragic. Dude looks like the back of a bus. That's so mean to say about your dad. Oh my gosh. I'll keep you in my prayers, Virgil's dad. Virgil hands me a copy of Rye's room key, and after making sure no one else is around, I take my bag and get out of the car. We probably can't be seen together, so Virgil stays behind. I'll go up in 15. He pulls out his phone and starts scrolling on Instagram. Okay, thanks for everything. No need to thank me, just taking care of my friends. Just take care of my friend. I will. I'm so inconsistent with the Francis voice. Sometimes it's just my normal voice, but then sometimes I'll go a little higher with it. I think I need to just be consistent. With that, I head into the hotel and go up the elevator and arrive in Rye's hotel room. As soon as I enter, I'm hit by the smell of booze. Ooh, smells like whiskey. Sure enough, there's 3 empty bottles of it on the ground and on the bed. Rye is sitting on the bed, leaning against the headboard as he pours another bottle into a smoke cloud. Oh, this is so much worse than I imagined. Rye's really going through it. Rye! He freezes and drops the bottle, which falls onto the ground. The remaining whiskey in the bottle escapes, forming a dark pool on the carpet. Oh, I see Francis. I must be drunk. No! I immediately freeze up after that outburst. Hold up. I mean, yes, you're drunk as a skunk, but I'm really here. That's exactly what a fake Francis would say. To try... That was a hard sentence to say. That's exactly what a fake Francis would say to try and prove that she's real. I don't think this is going to work. I count the empty bottles. The number is in the double digits. Nope, this is not good. I hope you at least ate something before this. Having all this whiskey on an empty stomach can't be good for anyone, even if they're a Dullahan. Once, out of morbid curiosity, while we were still in that initial Q&A phase, I asked Rye if Dullahans can throw up. The answer was yes. What? Where? How? I kind of want to see it. Is that gross? I kind of want to see that happen though, because I'm curious now. Like, I don't want him to get drunk to that point, but like, you know, if it happens, it happens. Francis, we could not be any more different right now. I have no real desire, of course. No desire, of course, to witness it. Relax, I'm not that drunk. I spread all this out over the last several hours. Uh-huh. So this is you when you're not that drunk. I'd hate to see Rye wasted, or what he's like when he thinks he's wasted. There's no way he can have a proper conversation when Rye. There's no way we can have a proper conversation when Rye's like this. This could be incredibly funny under the right circumstances, but right now it's just really sad. I had no idea how bad Rye was feeling all this time. I was so focused on myself that I didn't see how low he'd gotten. Nobody who's happy and doing well right would drink this much liquor by themselves on a Friday night. Actually, at this point, it's pretty much Saturday morning. That makes it even worse. Okay, babe, time to go to sleep. Aha! The real Francis doesn't call me babe. I was about to help push him under the covers, but then pause. He's right. I don't. From the beginning, I thought pet names like that too cheesy and embarrassing, but somehow it feels right to say cheesy and embarrassing things with Rye. If he wants to call me babe and wants to be called that in return, well, I can swallow my embarrassment and just do it, can't I? It actually came more naturally than I thought it would. Well, she does now. Got a problem with it? No. It sounds nice. I help Rye get under the covers. Even though I don't think it'll really help or hurt much either way because of his smoke cloud, I make sure Rye's lying on his side just in case. That's the thing. That's the main point of this I'm curious about, is like, would it come from like the front, or can he choose which section of his cloud it comes out of? You could so use that as like a weapon or a threat. Like, no matter where you go around me, I can get you with my throw up. It doesn't matter where you go. I don't know. That's where my head would go with it immediately. How do you feel? What a dumb thing to say in this moment of like her trying to comfort him, is like, I want to just see where he throws up out of. He could totally use that against people. How do you feel? Sad. Ugh. Talk about a shot directly to the heart. But it's better since you're here, Francis. Even if you're not the real Francis. Yeah. I crawl into bed with him, wrapping my arm around his waist. Feels kinda weird. I'm never the big spoon, but I could get used to this. Rai, you're a dummy. Huh? What you mean? You're so amazing and can do so many things. You can't even tell how much I love you, so you get all sad and drunk like this. Well, you make it hard for me to tell, you know? I tell you I love you all the time. Well, yeah, you say that, but you... I love voicing drunk Rai. But you don't want to tell anyone we're dating. Like you're ashamed of me. Tash no good. Tash what hurts. I don't like this decision. I don't like this decision at all. Hang on, that's like super safe here. Because I'm reading these. Okay, our options are, that's what he thinks of me. So that's what this was about. And it sort of depends on this. I don't know. I feel like this could be some negative points towards her. But then I could also see, like, depending on, like, if she, like, if this is saying it in, like, a mean or bad way, that it could also be negative points towards her. But I think the ... is, like... not... I think not. I don't know. I feel like, I'm just gonna click. Let's just click this one. Okay, yeah. You know, gotta stick with it. I'll stick with it till we get a bad end. That's how this goes. So it really comes down to that, after all. A part of me already knew, especially after that talk with Virgil earlier. But to see how my indecision and fear has hurt him so much, I can feel pain permeating through my chest. Okay, I think we picked the right choice. I didn't mean to hit that button. I'm so sorry. We can't keep going like this. We can tell everybody. Let's go public. My voice and heart are both soft. After we move into our new place, we can tell everyone, okay? I love the heart smoke so much. Really? I feel kind of foolish for being so against it before. I did ask Rai for some time. I suppose it's been enough time now. He's already promised to take care of me, so why am I still hesitating so much? If it was this easy to make Rai so happy. Really? You promise? I'll make sure you're safe, Francis. Our new place is gonna be great. Yeah, I promise. Aww. That's so sweet. I love that. I have nothing keeping me to that promise. I'm only human, you know? And Rai might very well forget this whole conversation when he wakes up with a massive hangover later. But if he does, I'll repeat my words to him. If he doesn't believe me the first time, since I'm only human and humans can lie, I'll repeat it again. Rai's done so much to support me and try to make me happy. I want to do that for him too. I hope that I can from now on. I like that. That was good. That was very good. I wake up a little later to Rai squirming in my arms. I'm a light sleeper and don't tend to move around much in my sleep, so the fact that Rai and I are still in the same positions we were in when I fell asleep means he at least slept for a little bit. Plus, I don't smell any vomit. Great! I mean, yeah, I also agree with that. I don't want him to vomit unless we're awake to see it. Francis? Good morning. How are you feeling? Ugh, like shit. I was only half expecting Rai to experience a hangover. I mean, he can't possibly get headaches, right? I can guess what you're thinking. My throat still feels dry, and I feel like a phantom pain where my head would be if I had one. That's funny. Even while like being hungover, he's like, I just know what she's thinking. It's the same thing everyone else would think. So you do get headaches. Not usually, but I'm feeling it right now. He sounds utterly miserable. I get out of bed to go pour him a glass of water. He guzzles it down when I bring it to him, so I get him another glass. It takes 3 full glasses of water for him to finally let out a sigh of relief. Last night's a little hazy for me. When did you get here? It was hardly last night. It was almost 7 in the morning when I got here. What time is it now? I grope around for my phone and pull it closer to my face. About 9, looks like. Huh? Shouldn't the sun have risen by now? Maybe the glass is tinted or something. Rai groans. Okay, let's call a temporary Let's call a temporary ceasefire on you lecturing me about drinking so much, and on me lecturing you on suddenly coming here in the middle of the night so we can sleep some more. Hey, Virgil arranged everything. I was perfectly safe. No lecture for me, thanks. Fine, let's just postpone your lecture then. I don't have to be in the studio until 1. With that, Rai pulls me back under the covers, throwing an arm around my waist and a leg across my thigh, as if to keep me from escaping. I let out a yawn. You hardly have to convince me to sleep in some more. I feel like considering it's dark, I feel like she got here at like 7 a.m. kind of time. And then they slept till 9 p.m. That's just my immediate thoughts. I feel myself falling asleep almost as soon as my eyelids flutter closed. With Rai facing me this time, I doze off while inhaling that piney scent. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. The next time I open my eyes, it's to a much brighter room. Rai's already left. Damn, I must have been seriously tired. I guess I did run around all day before winding up here, though. That's so true. To have to, like, basically go through, like, your normal day's routine before being told, get on this flight right now! And then she didn't get here till basically 7 a.m. It's like, yeah, that's rough. I worked at the library, I worked at Latte Night, then I had to catch a plane. After I put my glasses on and look at my phone, I see that it's on Do Not Disturb, and I've got a text from Rai. He must have switched it to this mode to keep it from waking me. Aw, that is super cute. Hey. She changed his name to Babe. I love that little detail right there. I love so much of his name just, like, constantly changing, you know? It's always, like, something, like, super relevant to the moment, obviously, but it's just such a fun little detail to add in. Hey, I went to the studio with Virgil. I'll be back in a few hours, so just rest up. If you're hungry, just call room service. My stomach growls as if on cue. I see the room service menu laid out on the nightstand. Oh my gosh, everyone get you someone like Rai who will just take care of you and love you. He's amazing. Well, I've got even thicker skin since taking that first-class flight. I can order some room service, no problem. I see pecan what are pecan waffles? What's a pecan? Hang on. You know, I'll just ask Google. I don't want to type right now. My hands hurt. What's a pecan? Or a pecan? Is it pecan? No, Google, you're supposed to pick up that part. Hang on. I shouldn't ask multiple questions while I'm just trying to get one question going. Hang on. What's a pecan? A smooth brown nut with edible kernel. Similar to a... Would that be good? Would that be good? Pecan waffles. It doesn't look... Actually... I don't know if I would like that. Those are some big nuts on that waffle. I don't... Nah, I'm good, mate. I'm good, dog. I'm good. I see pecan waffles on the menu and can't help smiling. These are a much fancier sort, though with cinnamon, butter, and real vermont maple syrup and everything. I place the order and then enjoy a quiet afternoon on my own. I can't help missing the cats, though. I hope my babies are okay. I left them enough food for today and tomorrow. Normally I clean their litter boxes twice a day. Surely they won't hate me too much if I miss a day, right? This all happened so quickly, and it was the middle of the night, so I could hardly arrange a pet sitter or anything. Rai returns in the evening. Finally back. I hope you didn't rush too much because of me. Are you kidding me? I can go back to the studio whenever. My girlfriend surprised me by flying all the way to New York. I almost didn't even want to go in. I laugh as Rai sits down at the table across from me. So, what have you been doing all day? Lazing around. I watched some TV, ate some food, watched some videos on YouTube. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's all stuff I'd be doing if I was at home right now, minus laundry and cooking. Really? Man, I'm still shocked that you're actually here. I could hardly refuse Virgil. He arranged everything. You just let him buy you a plane ticket? He sounds incredulous. I guess it makes sense considering how I get whenever he tries to spend any money on me. He didn't give me a chance to refuse. He'd already bought the ticket before he even asked me. What was I gonna do? Make him cancel it? I'll have to... I'll have to remember that tactic in the future. Come on. I lean over and lightly punch him in the shoulder. Are you hungry? Yeah, a little. Can you pass me the menu? I do so, and he orders some seafood pasta. I really am starting to sense a trend here. I end up ordering some food too. As we eat, I explain the series of events that led me here. I talk about how worried Virgil was about him and how shocked I was to see drunk like that. All drunk. What did I just say? Hey, what did I just say? Did I just say I was shocked to see him drunk? And then my brain is all over the place. I talk about how worried Virgil was about him and how shocked I was to see Rye like that, all drunk. Well, even if I could, I can hardly lie to you when you witnessed that. I was feeling pretty down. Why? I feel so weak when I'm with you. You won't let me do anything for you, won't let me tell the public we're dating. It doesn't feel good to be somebody's dirty secret. That's not how I feel at all. I've already explained why. I know. Rye freezes, seeming to realize how defensive and forceful his tone was in size. I know you have reasons, but I can't help it. So much about me has to be a secret. I really don't like it. I don't know if you can understand this feeling. I remember Virgil saying that Rye has always been inherently good-natured. Lies, secrets, they don't suit him. I do understand that. Oh my gosh, I just looked down at the clock, and I thought it said, I thought we were an hour ahead, and I was like, oh no, I gotta be going here soon. I don't want to end it already. I'm so thankful that we're not. I'm cool with us going public after we get our new place together. I said as much last night, but I don't know if Rye remembers. He doesn't seem to, since he replies, really? Yeah, the main concern I had was about my safety. If I'm living in a safer place and you're careful about what information is revealed about me online, I'm okay with going public. Rye is practically beaming. Okay, I'll do everything I can to help put your mind at ease. I promise. But... You've been really down since I left K-City. If you're okay with talking about it, could you tell me why? If there's something I can fix. No, Rye. I feel so painful hearing that from him. I don't know what I'd do if Rye ever said stuff to me like, what don't you like about me? Whatever it is, I'll change it. It's nothing to do with you. I'm so sorry if I made you feel that it was. I couldn't help sighing. To be honest, it's a family thing. Did your brother say something? I laughed bitterly. No, quite the opposite. It's what he didn't say that's been bothering me. I don't understand. I slowly and thoroughly explained to Rye the situation with my family. By this point, this is the second time I'm telling the same story. So many words and explanations are much more organized. So my words are much more organized and coherent compared to when I rambled about this to Jenna. Before we talk more about this, can I just say one thing? Of course. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? You were worrying about this for almost 2 weeks on your own. Am I so undependable? See, that's the part where I'm like, yeah, if she didn't tell me for like 2 whole weeks, especially since like her thought is like, I don't want to put any of this on Rye, it's like, yeah, I'd struggle to not feel the same way, buddy. Rye, I'm sorry, it's not like that. I just didn't want to bother you while you were busy on tour. I shake my head, thinking back to what Jenna said. She was spot on. That's because Jenna's just based, dog, alright? I already realized I had to tell you right away. I wanted to talk to you about it, but I got really busy at work and... I missed the timing. And then before I could find it again, one thing led to another, and I'm here now, telling you about it. Francis? I want to rely on you more. I'll try harder to. So please believe me when I say that I don't think you're undependable or anything like that. I'll do better. Thanks, babe. Rye seems to really brighten up after that. I know that we can't fix all of our problems just like that. I'm sure he still has worries and insecurities, but if we can just tackle them one at a time like this, if I keep being honest and patient with him, we'll be alright, I think. Okay, let's say that I'm your brother. Let's pretend for a sec. Alright. I straighten my back, sitting up in the chair and looking serious. Francis, I have a kidney disease. I need a kidney transplant and I'm number 9,999 on this kidney recipient list. I can't hold out that long. I know it's a lot to ask, but would you please donate one of your kidneys for me? Don't make me make this decision, because dog, specifically like with her family, because like, I don't know, the way I tend to live my life is like, I love my family. I love my family a lot. But like, I also understand I'm also closing my blinds. The sun's blinding me. I also understand that, like, if you don't, and you truly don't owe them anything. It's not like Frances inherently, like, hates her brother or anything. But I'm just trying to put, like, I'm trying to put my head in her headspace. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be like, okay, but if I was, like, in her position with her relationships with her family, could I give up a kidney to someone? I just punched my mic. This is why I can't box live on stream. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. But what does the game want from me? What does the game want? You know, it doesn't matter. That's why I can save. That's why I can save here. And if I get a bad ending, guess what, dog? I can just go back. Time travel, baby. Okay. I think I'll say if I was in her position, I would need to think about it. I need some time to think about this. I want to, but I'm scared. So you have your answer there, but that's not what you're actually so troubled about, is it? The sun is still blinding me. I need curtains. I don't actually have a curtain. I have a blanket thumbtacked into the wall, and it doesn't go all the way across my window. It conveniently stops where my face is, and it's never been that big of an issue before, but right now it is. It's strange. I feel like I would willingly give Noah one of my kidneys. I feel like I would willingly give Noah one of my kidneys. I can hardly just let him die, but I don't know how my parents just expect me to do it. I just don't like how my parents just expect me to do it. Like, they're so sure that I would do it for their son, their real son. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Oh yeah, we also found out that she was adopted. I've been thinking about that this whole time. I just forgot to mention it at the recap at the beginning. I'm sure her dad didn't mean it like that. Didn't he even say that he would rather have someone else donate? That's Noah. That Noah's being put on a wait list. If they really expected and wanted you to just give up a kidney, wouldn't they have said so? Maybe they wanted to, but they didn't want to come off as too shameless. Frances, think about it very carefully. Not through your let's face it pessimistic lens. Oof, calling her out, but through a more optimistic lens. Think about the time you've spent with your family. If they're really the type to treat you badly and make you give your brother one of your kidneys just because, then I'll take care of you and you never have to see them again. But I don't think your family is like that. What makes you say that? If they are really such cruel people, you wouldn't be so conflicted like this. It would be easier just to cut them out of your life and leave them behind. I know you're kind-hearted, but I don't think you would let such people just walk all over you. Yeah, he's right. Deep down, I think I know that my family cares about me. They're not just callous people. I'm just afraid to face it. I'm afraid to put hope in them and have those hopes dashed. Again. Why don't you take the initiative and call them on Monday? I think it'll make you feel better to have this all resolved too. Or if you need more moral support, you could call them this weekend before you go back to K-City. I reach my arm across the table. Rai, though a little hesitant and confused, mirrors my movement. I take his hand in mine. His hands are cold. Is he nervous? Thanks, Rai. I appreciate this more than you can ever know. Really, I think you're right. I need to take the initiative to talk to them. This is between me and my family. I'll call them on Monday. Really? I'll check in on Monday to make sure that you really did. That might actually be for the best. That way I know I can't chicken out of it. Rai bows his assent. Rai? I really do appreciate that you'd be willing to be here with me while I call them. Me not taking you up on that doesn't mean that I don't want to rely on you, or that I don't think you're trustworthy. I just think that since this is a Lin family issue, the Lin family has to deal with it. Okay, I understand. I just thought I'd better offer, just in case. He gently squeezes my hand. You'll let me know how it goes? Of course. Ryan and I quietly passed the rest of the afternoon together, talking about this and that and just catching up. We just talk for a couple hours. It's nice. When I'm with Rai, I don't need to be anywhere fancy or doing anything special. I just enjoy his company. It's making me really look forward to the new place. Oh, it's getting close to time. Did Virgil tell you that we have a concert tonight? Yeah, for charity, right? Mm-hmm. You're coming. Can I? It's not too short notice? It's fine. George won't mind if you're backstage like last time. Let me text him real quick. He'll bring you a VIP pass. I nod as Rai gets up and starts tapping away on his phone. If you have a staff pass, you can come in with me and Virgil, too. Are we gonna go there in Virgil's car? Yeah? Why are you asking like that? Rai seems to notice my hesitation. Virgil picked me up from the airport, so I got to ride in his car earlier. It's, expensive beyond all reason? I wasn't gonna say it like that, but sure. It makes your Porsche look downright thrifty. We don't have to take his car if it bothers you. It doesn't exactly bother me, it's just a lot. On the other hand, how many chances am I gonna get to ride in a car like that? You know what? Never mind. It's fine. Rai just laughs at me. On the way out of the hotel, Rai snags a staff pass for me from George, who is going to the venue separately. Once we leave the hotel and get out onto the street, a limo awaits. Virgil, seemingly uncaring about fans noticing him, gets out of the car and jeers at us. Yo, you sure took your sweet time. I was beginning to think you weren't coming. I started looking at my contact list just to see what other DJ, synth, guitar, drum players I know. Let me know if you find one, but might be nice to have someone who could fill in for me every once in a while. You know you're too much of a perfectionist to actually let that happen. Rai lets out an annoyed groan. You know me too well. Ain't that a good thing? I was able to bring your girl here for you. She was just what you needed, wasn't she? How did you have my number anyway? You saw how Rai was, right? Wasn't exactly hard to get his phone and look you up. Isn't his phone locked? Yeah, but the passcode's just your Okay, thanks for sharing. Weren't you just complaining that we were running late? Let's go already. Oh, that's cute. Virgil waggles his brows, thoroughly amused. This is all highly entertaining to watch. Virgil brings out a whole different side of Rai that I don't usually get to see. It's definitely a different experience walking into the place with Dryden. I have one member on each side of me, and so naturally, we get to go in through a different entrance. I do notice some fans eyeing us, probably wondering who the hell I am. Somehow it doesn't make me as uncomfortable as it used to. Now that Rai and I are moving in together and have more or less set a date for going public with our relationship, I just feel much more at ease. The thought of a fan recognizing me as Rai's girlfriend is a little unsettling, but no longer so scary. Okay, me and Virgil have to go set up. You need anything before I go? I don't think so. I'll be alright. You just focus on putting on a good show. Rai bows. Just tell George if you think of anything you need, okay? And don't let him put you to work this time. Just like I told you, I volunteered. If they need me to do anything this time, I'll be happy to help. Rai just sighs before gently knocking my forehead with a closed fist. What? Are you trying to pick up a third job? Will you have some more concussions as my girlfriend and... Wait. Will... I think I misread that slightly. Will you have some consciousness as my girlfriend and stop trying to work, please? Is that what he's saying? Consciousness? Now I think that's what he's saying, but now I'm concerned about how I read it the first time. Well, I thought, because like my brain went to concussions because he like gave her like the little bop with his fist. I was like, is he trying to give her a concussion? Is that what he's trying to imply right now? Until I was like, wait, that's not concussions, that's consciousness. Hell no. I don't want anybody drawing comparisons between me and Yoko Ono. Hang on. More R&D. Isn't Yoko... I'm gonna make this guess. Hang on, Google, don't listen to me. I'm gonna make this guess before I look it up, but isn't Yoko Ono the person who makes, like, Nier Automata and stuff like that? Hang on. Yoko Ono. Never mind, I'm just completely wrong. Oh my gosh, they're 91 years old? It looks like... And they're still kicking it? Let's go! What songs have they made? Nothing that I know. But I do definitely recognize the name, considering I had, like... It just sounded familiar. I didn't know who it was, but, you know, I recognize the name slightly. I don't understand the joke, but, you know, I understand that it's a reference. If anyone were to complain that I influenced Dryden in a bad way, I don't even know what I'd do. I'm a Dryden fan too, you know? I want everything to go well for them. Chuckling, Rai finally walks off. It seems there isn't much for me to do this time, so I just find a place to lean against the wall and start to play on my phone while I wait for their concert to start. It's just a short 1-hour concert with a smaller audience than usual. Apparently they auctioned off tickets with the proceeds going to charity. It's Dryden, so I'm sure they made plenty of money. Oh, here you are, Francis. I turn to see George approaching. Hey, George, thanks for the staff pass. No problem, I'm glad you're here. Rye tends to perform even better when you're around. I brought you a seat cushion so you could sit more comfortably. Oh, thanks, that's nice of you. They should be done setting up soon, so you should go ahead and have a seat in the hallway near the stage. Gotcha. I make my way over there and find a chair. After putting the cushion on top of the seat, I sit down. I have a moment of utter calm, even as there's bustling activity all around me, as I wait for the concert to start. Soon enough, the fans are ushered in. I can hear the rising excitement in the crowd, which reaches a fever pitch once Ryan and Virgil come out on stage. I do think it's so cool that there's like an actual like song going. It's so cool. And the art for like these concert scenes are so nice. I'm also going to take a drink while we listen to the song. You know, I never understood why people like streamers needed like hydration reminders until I started reading all the visual novels. Because like I'll just go like an hour, 40 minutes of just yapping and reading, and my throat will and mouth will be like as dry as a desert, and I'll be like, no, I don't need a drink. It's not even a thought that crosses my mind, and then I'll think about it and I'll be like, oh, I'll take a drink in a sec. And then 20 minutes go by and it's like, I should probably take a drink now. 20 minutes later, I should probably take a drink now, you know? I'm like, I think I get it now. I think I understand. As usual, Dryden puts on a great show. They even play some acoustic versions and remixes of all their songs. Can we hear them? Oh, I love acoustics. Oh, it's so... The acoustic like guitars. So good. Putting a new spin on familiar tunes. It's a concert that's different from their usual, but with all the quality and flair you'd expect from Dryden. In this moment, I'm proud of Rye as his girlfriend, of course. But I'm just purely enjoying the experience as a fan too. It's awesome. After the concert, Ryan and I are tagging along with Virgil to go get something to eat. I already got the staff to keep this place open later. It'll be just us and the Peps. I've just got to turn a blind eye to these celebrity behaviors. By the way, not sure if this will make things better or worse for you, but I own this restaurant. Oh? I guess my expression made my thoughts really obvious. This comment really doesn't make it easier for me to accept. Probably realizing what discomfited? Discomfited? About? I've never... Like, I'm sure it just means, like, the same thing as, like, discomfort, but I've never heard discomfort. Is it a word? Or did I find a typo? Oh, I hope it's a typo. I don't know what it is. I love finding typos and stuff. Oh, wait, no, it's a real word. Make someone feel uneasy or embarrassed. Dang it. It's a real word. It's not a typo. I love finding typos and things. I don't know what it is. I just think it's funny. Probably realizing what I'm discomfited about. Rye just laughs, ruffling my hair with affection. I'm warning you right now. If you two dare show any PDA, I'm going to kick you out of my restaurant. Well, if you didn't want to see it, you shouldn't have had Francis come here. Virgil lets out a frustrated sigh. Virgil parks the car in the back of the restaurant, and then we enter. After passing through the kitchen, we're ushered to our seats. The whole way, I'm flanked by the Dryden members. I remember what Virgil said about Paps and try to minimize my existence as much as possible. Even though I told Rye that I agreed to us going public after the tour's over, and we have our own place, the thought of confidently facing paparazzi and asserting my presence at Rye's side, it's still a bit much for me. Anyway, the restaurant has a very nice atmosphere. Virgil doesn't let us order, just arranges for a veritable smorgasbord to be placed on the table before us. I've never seen anything actually include the word smorgasbord, so my brain had like an aneurysm trying to like figure out what I was saying until I realized what it was. I was like, oh, someone actually said it in a thing. That's awesome. Rye takes off his helmet before we start eating, so I guess the employees either know everything or aren't coming back. Maybe both? Virgil pours us each a glass of red wine, but remembering Rai's state just last night, I glare at him to prevent him from having any. Come to think of it, I have no idea how he was able to perform at the concert today. I thought that maybe Dolahans don't get hangovers, but Rai did say that he felt like shit when he woke up. You couldn't tell seeing him perform. What a pro. Respect. I respect it. Great job on the concert, guys. It was amazing. I can't think of anything else to say. I'm currently in the presence of greatness. One's my boyfriend, and the other personally picked me up from the airport. That just makes everything feel more surreal. I'm absolutely overwhelmed. Thanks, Francis. So you enjoyed it? Yeah, I especially like the acoustic version of Doors Unlocked. I didn't know you could play guitar like that. Virgil raises an eyebrow. You really aren't much of a Dryden fan, are you? Rai chuckles. Apparently she only occasionally listened to our songs on the radio, never watched any videos or anything. Feeling self-conscious, I scratch the back of my head. I'm not really informed about the music scene. I listen to the occasional playlist a friend sends me. That's pretty much how I discover new music. I'm not that knowledgeable about pop culture. Though I don't know, I feel such a need to explain myself. These two have millions of fans. Why would they care if I'm one or not? Well, honestly, it'd be weird as fuck if you were a really huge fan. I could never date a fan myself. It'd fuck with my head. I'd always be wondering if they really liked me or just my stage persona. Rai bows slightly in apparent agreement. Yeah, Rai and I had talked before about power imbalances. It doesn't surprise me that Virgil has the same worries. Still, I don't know. I'm sure there's fans out there who could be reasonable, able to separate the person from the artist, but then they'd have to be personally compatible too. Would be much lower stress to just avoid it altogether, I guess. If that's why stars usually date other stars? Probably, Virgil replies with a dismissive snort. Probably. Rai laughs at my confusion. This guy doesn't really date much. Too busy for romance, he says. Recently, that is. Ooh, drama. Hey, I never said that I'm too busy to date. I said that a relationship would take away from the purity of my work and so should be avoided. Oh, you went through a bad breakup. You realize how pretentious that sounds, right? I do, and what about it? I suppose Virgil, of all people, has the right to be pretentious. How funny, you don't seem to care about the purity of your work whenever you're with... Shut it. Virgil indignantly cuts off. It surprises me how casual I can be with Virgil. Looking at the chain of events that led up to this dinner, I guess he didn't give me much of a chance to be nervous. Despite his blunt manner and slightly prickly way of speaking, Virgil's an easy person to like and talk to, even though by all accounts he should be really intimidating. But even right now, when he's clearly annoyed, he only has the intimidation level of a wet cat. of a wet cat. Is Virgil sure that he doesn't have any siren powers? When we're about halfway through our entrees, Virgil asks me, "So, you're a librarian, I heard." "Yep, also a barista part-time." "Damn, you work 2 jobs? Are librarians that hard up?" I tilt my head in thought. Not exactly, but I have 3 cats I have to take care of. Paying for their necessities stacks up. Yeah, pets do be a lot of stress and strain on the wallet. Cats? Yeah. 3? Uh-huh. Virgil casts an incredulous look in Rai's direction. Rai just shrugs. They're nice cats. They stay away from me, but don't attack. Wait, they stay away from me, but don't attack. Rai explains. Is that really how low the bar is for nice? Oh, I just had a thought. If animals are afraid of you, how'd you do that one interview with all the puppies? Rai fidgets in his seat for a bit before Virgil answers for him. I called in a favor from a friend. She was able to sort of neutralize Rai's death aura for a little while. How? My friend's the goddess of... What? What? Can we meet her? I want to meet her. My friend's the goddess of wild animals. Puppies aren't exactly wild animals, but since they're not fully domesticated yet, I guess it worked. You're friends with a goddess? Wait, hold up. Goddesses exist? I'm not sure what part to be shocked by first. You know, yeah, Artemis. From Greek mythology? Really? Oh my gosh, wait, hang on. Is this gonna be a thing of like all the pantheons of gods are real, or is it just the Greek ones? I think it would make more sense if like a sort of like Percy Jackson thing where like all the pantheons exist simultaneously. But, I guess if you had to pick one, I mean, Greeks are like the coolest ones to go with. No big deal, really. I'd say that's a pretty big deal, actually. I feel like my mind is about to explode. I can't stop gaping, but Ryan and Virgil are just casually eating salad over there. The world is so much wider than I'd ever realized. After dinner, we take the limo back to the hotel. I can't believe I can't believe I can actually talk about riding in a limo nowadays. Once the parking lot is checked and cleared of paparazzis and fans, the three of us go in. Virgil waves goodbye to us as he goes into his own suite, leaving Ryan and me alone. Ryan starts kissing me as soon as the door's closed, pushing me up against it with considerable force. I gasp for air as I'm almost suffocated by the scent of cedar, but his urgency makes my heart race. Took him long enough to let us go, Ryan practically growls into my ear. I can't help laughing. Isn't he your best friend? Yeah, but that doesn't make him any less of a bother when my girlfriends come to visit. I'd expected Rye to be tired having just played a show and all, but he's full of energy, even more than usual. We play around in bed for a while, just enjoying each other's company and reaffirming our closeness. What an interesting way to say we had sex. Rye does make it very emphatic point to use protection, though. Makes sense. Neither of us want to be rushing out to CVS for a morning after pill again. It starts raining outside, and as our racing heartbeats start to calm down, we lean against each other and just listen to the rain in silence. It's soothing. The sound of raindrops hitting the New York pavement laid over the sound of Rye's heart thumping. It's a beat I could really get used to. I wish you could just come on tour with me. I mean, I'm just gonna say that'd be nice, because, like, I feel like that's the truth. You know? Like, I wouldn't mind, you know? I think that would be a great time. Bump. A return. That would be nice. Let me just check something really quick. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. I just noticed some like flickering on my end, and I was like, oh no, don't let that be anything bad. It wasn't. It's fine. It must have just been like my eyes playing tricks on me. That would be nice. I wish I could go. If only I could have a job that allowed me to just take time off whenever I wanted. I'd be a free spirit. It sounds kind of terrifying, but it would allow me to take Rye up on offers like this. I'd never really even considered working as anything other than a librarian. I'm still not sure I would really want to, but at the moment, it feels pretty tempting. I'm painfully aware of my early flight tomorrow morning. Not much point to me staying longer, though. Ryan and Virgil have to leave New York not long after me. Rye lets out a sigh. Just another month and the tour will be over. Then we want to spend so much time half a world apart. Are you trying to reassure me or yourself? Can't it be both? I chuckle before burying my head in his chest. Rye responds by wrapping an arm around my waist and pulling me close. Our bodies seem to just fit together like two puzzle pieces. We just connect, always have. I feel so warm in this moment. I find my anticipation of the end of the tour growing more and more, but it also reminds me that I'll have to be without him again in the morning. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, and then the next day we have to call our family and have a lame talk with them. Ryan are having an extremely early breakfast the next morning when Virgil drops in. I'll take you to the airport, grab your stuff, and we'll go when you're ready. Are you sure? That's a lot of back and forth for you, isn't it? After all, my flight's coming up, but theirs isn't until the afternoon. But Virgil waves his hand at me dismissively. I picked you up from the airport. May as well drop you off too. Yeah, just let him drive you. Virgil never gets to take his gas guzzler anywhere. Especially while we're touring, so he's probably just itching to drive it. Could you not call my baby a gas guzzler? I'm sorry, what else do you want to call a car that only gets like 7 miles per gallon? Oh my gosh. A very fancy luxury vehicle befitting of me. I have the feeling that if Rye could roll his eyes right now, he'd be doing it. Besides, don't you drive a sports car too? Please, don't compare your car to mine. My car gets at least 21 miles per gallon. That's triple what yours gets. Ignoring their antics, I just do a quick scan of the room to make sure I have everything. I didn't bring much, I only stayed a night. Anyway, so all I really have to do is gather my clothes. Next time, it'd be good if I got some of those carry-on safe tiny containers for liquids. I don't know why I had so much trouble saying that specifically. Then I could at least bring some of my skincare. Still, the hotel had some pretty nice lotion. If you leave anything, I can always send it back to you, and if you miss it, and if I miss it, the hotel can send it back to you after. I didn't bring anything so valuable, don't worry. When I look up, Virgil's leaning against the wall, immersed in something on his phone. He's probably texting. He's had an on and off relationship with this jazz singer for a long time. Didn't he say a relationship would take away from the purity of his work? Don't put too much stock in what Virgil says. I can hear you guys talking about me, Virgil snaps. If you'd rather pay $50 to call an Uber to the airport, that's fine by me. My apologies, oh illustrious one. Please do ferry my humble self to the airport in your most splendid of vehicles. Virgil rolls his eyes, but relents. And so, I'm escorted to the airport by Dryden. Actually, we couldn't even take Virgil's most splendid of vehicles, since it's a two-seater. They had to borrow one from George, but I can hardly go into the airport with me, so we just share a hug and a kiss in the car before I go. Text me when you're home, okay? I will, and Virgil, thanks for driving me. No problem, thanks for coming out here on such short notice. I grin and wave, watching until the car is completely out of sight before I step into the airport and make my way back home. I wake up exceptionally early for the next day, despite everything. If I really wanted to be protective, I know I could have called Noah last night after I got settled in at home, but I guess I still need some time to process everything, to figure out what it is I want to say to him. I've always kept Noah at arm's length. I don't hate him or anything, but I can't hold simple feelings towards him. Cuckoos leave their eggs in other birds' nests. After it hatches, the cuckoo chicks kills the other babies. Oh my gosh. But the adopted parents' birds still raise the cuckoo chick as if it were their own. What? 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 This is a series I need to do so much R&D for. What the freak? Cuckoos left in other birds' nests. As brood parasites, cuckoos do not raise their own young, instead laying their eggs in the nest of others, which raise the chick thinking it is one of their own. The nest of Dunox, meadows, pipits, and reed werebees are favorites. The cuckoo lays its eggs in other birds' nests to spare itself the effort of raising its own young. Oh, that's funny. That's kind of funny. Not the abandoning part, but just like the fact they're just like the just the most official deadbeat parents are just like, I'm just gonna drop this guy off with this other family because it's just too much effort to take care of him right now. I just can't be bothered. That's so funny. Anyways, I feel like I learned every time we play this, it's just like a new lesson. I just learn something new every single time we play this game, and it's so fun. It's like I'm the cuckoo chick in this family. One of the original babies survived, but I'm still here. I always say that I'm fine with Noah, but the truth is, I did resent him. I can't move on or be honest with Noah until I can accept that and come to terms with it. Luckily, it's a slow day at work. The summer semester is kind of in a lull, so there aren't as many college students in the library. There are kids, of course, but they have their parents and children's storytime sessions. I don't have to deal with them too much. It gives me a lot of time to think, to soak in everything that I brooded over these last couple of weeks. I think about my conversations with Jenna, with Rye, even with Avery. Even though they hurt me, I don't want to burn bridges with my family. I still care about them, and of course I want Noah to be okay. If it's necessary, I'm willing to give Noah one of my kidneys. Anyway, I'll call Noah tonight to see what he has to say about everything. After getting home and taking a shower, I settle in on the couch. As if sensing my stress, Cream hops up to snuggle up to me, meowing softly. It'll be okay, Cream. I say this to convince myself mostly. Suddenly my phone goes off. A text message? You're calling your brother tonight, right? Hang in there, you can do this. Rye's text message fills me with a little glimmer of happiness and hope. It feels good to be supported, to know that someone else has got your back. After giving Cream a few affectionate noogies, why did I say it like that? I finally call up Noah. Hello, Francis? Hey. Huh? You're calling me first? Who would have thought? Noah laughs. He sounds like he's in a good mood. There's a first time for everything, I guess. Well, I guess it's now or never. Look, I'll get right to the point. Dad called me and he told me about how you need a kidney transplant. There's a long silence from the other end. He told you what? He sounded pretty flustered. Why? Because Dad told me before he could get around to it? I quickly repeat what Dad had told me before when we talked. At the end of my explanations, after a very long pause, Noah sighs. Wow, there's been a huge misunderstanding. Oh? What do you mean? How could Dad misunderstand you having kidney disease? That part's true, but I don't need a kidney transplant. Not yet, anyway. That's the worst case scenario. What? So he doesn't need a transplant after all? I'm so confused. So am I! I'm right there with you, Francis! I talked to my doctor for a long time about it. It'll be hard, but I can turn things around by eating better and taking medication. I'm gonna try that for 6 months and see if that helps. Huh? So I don't need a transplant. I'm really hoping I won't have to get one ever. I'm being really serious about my diet and stuff now. I'm so surprised I don't even know what to say. This is good news, of course, but I've been worrying about this for a long time. It's hard to switch gears after finally stealing myself to donate my kidney. Even if I needed one, I'd never ask you for it. Why? What do you mean, why? You're my sister. There's no way I would burden you with something like that. What if I was your only choice? Dad said that it can take months or years to be matched with a donor. Well, it's not gonna happen, so what does it matter? But what if it did? I could never burden my own sister like that. You'd have such a hard time with just one kidney. I couldn't do that to you. I wouldn't. Ever. Noah? Did Dad say that you'd have to donate a kidney to me? I'm sorry. I'll talk to him. I can't believe he'd say that to you. Maybe Mom... I suddenly can't help myself anymore and break down crying. I'm hysterical. I'm sobbing, panting, and hiccuping into the phone. This should be good news. Noah doesn't need a transplant. I don't have to donate my kidney. So why can't I stop crying? Sis, I'm so sorry. Don't cry. Everything's fine. I'll talk to Dad. He shouldn't have told you about this. You were just gonna keep it a secret? Huh? Well, yeah, it's not a big deal. If you might need a kidney transplant, I say that's a pretty fucking big deal. I continue sobbing into the phone, just overcome by emotion. Poor Noah has no idea what to say for a while. For a while, he interjects with, "It's okay," or "Don't cry, sis." But seeing that those words have no effect, he gives up and just lets me cry it all out. Noah, I'm sorry. I finally say after calming down. What? What are you sorry for? You didn't even do anything. Yeah, that's the problem. I didn't do anything. I made a bunch of assumptions and got all depressed on my own. What a mood. What do you mean? Dad called me about this almost a month ago. What? I know, I should have just called you right away or talked to Dad about it more, but I was so shocked I sort of just hung up on him. I let out a sigh. I've been worrying about it since then. I felt bad that you didn't tell me about it yourself, then I was sad that Mom and Dad would fully expect me to donate my kidneys. Francis. I wanted to help you, of course, but I got tied up with all these other negative feelings and I just felt like a shitty person and didn't know what to do. You're not a shitty person. I'm sorry, I should have told you about it, I guess, but I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. I didn't want you to worry. Believe me, a transplant is the absolute worst case scenario. I can't believe Dad talked about it like it was a definite thing that was just happening. I guess he and Mom just totally freaked. Noah rants about Dad for a while. It's like if I told Dad I had a headache and he called you up saying, "I have a brain tumor." This is ridiculous. I'll talk to him. I'm sorry I worried you. But if you do actually end up needing a transplant, I hope you talk to me about it. I know I live farther away and things are strained to say the least. I trail off. But I do care and I really want to know that you're doing all that. And I want to know that you're all doing okay. Really, I do. Alright. Thanks, Francis. We talk for a little bit more after that, but I don't keep him too long. When we hang up, my heart feels unprecedentedly lighter. I was honestly so touched when Noah said that he couldn't bear to burden me because I'm his sister. I've been so emotional about all this. Noah's my brother, but at the same time, I've always felt like my family didn't view me as being truly part of the family. So I felt obligated to treat them like a family and sacrifice for them since they're my family, while also feeling like I'm on the outside looking in. But all this time, I was also putting up walls. I was pushing Noah away and being afraid to find out what he really thought of me. In the end, Jenna was right. Even though I know he doesn't need a kidney transplant right now, I'm sure all this scared him too. And when he thought about his life and his regrets, he thought of me. So he started calling and talking to me to reconnect. That's all it was. But I assumed the worst and got all freaked out and depressed on my own without ever stopping to clarify things. I even made Rye worry about me. I want to do better at communication. How I feel to the people who care about me. Whom I care about. I don't know if I can ever forgive my mother for what she said and done, and she hasn't apologized either, so that makes it even harder. But I know Noah cares about me, and even Dad called to reach out and invite me to come home and visit. I need to move on from my childhood inferiority complex and leave all the negativity behind. I know that's easier said than done, but I have a brother who cares about me, a father who cares about me, a boyfriend who cares about me, and probably a mother who cares too much in her own way. Despite everything, life's not so bad. That's awesome. That's really cool. I was fully expecting this to go into like a whole thing. Like she goes to be there to like donate her kidney, which then forces her to have to like talk with her mom and then like resolves all the family stuff and everything. Like I was unironically like, because like all this stuff is like a pretty big deal, like everything going on with her brother, everything going on with her mom, you know, like the whole family situation itself. So I was kind of expecting like this to be like basically the second half of the novel, and I'm like surprised that it's not in like a bad way or anything. Like that's just the way I thought it was going. So it also like took me as a shock, like when he was like, I don't need a transplant. What are you talking about, man? Like that like took me so off guard too. So I'm like, I don't know. Now I'm even more interested to see where it's going, because it's like it just completely swept me off my feet right there. And now I have no idea what's happening, and that's cool because like I feel like it's obvious that like the family situation is going to get resolved, or at least there's going to be like more to it. So but now there's just like a less obvious way that it's going to go about that. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I'm interested to see where it's going to go. It's a few days later that I get a call from my dad. I couldn't pick up since I was working, but now that I'm on my lunch break, I'll call him back. Hey Dad, it's me. Sorry I missed your call, I was working. Oh, that's right, it's Thursday. I'm sorry, I completely forgot. He sounded a little frazzled. Your brother chewed me out for telling you about his health problems. I'm trying to do a deep voice that's different from Rise, and I'm like, how do I figure that out? I'm just worried about him, that's all. I didn't mean to imply that you have to donate your kidneys, and he might not even need a transplant anyway. Yeah, Noah told me all about it. You and your brother, you both tend to hide things and bottle everything up. I just wanted to make sure you knew what was going on with him. It's a big deal. Didn't you say that you thought he told me already? There's a long silence. Well, so you lied to me. I couldn't think of a good way to bring it up, that's all. I thought that you ought to know. But don't you think that if he really wanted me to know, then Noah would have told me himself? My dad sighs. I want to believe that my dad probably meant well, or wasn't trying to upset me at least, but still. I can guess what you're thinking, and I'm not mad at you or anything. I just think the whole thing could have been handled better. A lot better. I know. Noah already gave me an earful, I get it. There's a rustling sound and some muffled talking. My dad's probably talking to my mom. Mom wants to talk to you. Is that okay? He sounds hesitant. I feel hesitant. Of course he would be, given what choice words were spoken the last time this happened. What Mom said to me when I told her about Charlene, it still hurts me as if it were a fresh wound, even now. There's a few things as painful as being rejected by your parents. People you care about and respect. But I know my family has tried their best. I think Mom deserves at least a chance to make things right. Sure, that's fine. Put her on. Francis? Hey, Mom. When are you gonna visit? We haven't seen your face in so long. If it weren't for the family photos, I just might forget what you look like. Yeah. Sorry, Mom. I'll try to come visit soon. I don't know how I'm going to explain Raya's condition, but that's a problem for another day, I guess. You're dating a man, I heard. Yeah. For how long? I count the months. About 5 months now. And he's good to you? Yeah, he's good to me, Mom. He's really nice. Good. That's good. Even Mom sighs in what sounds like relief. Even if you were dating a woman again, that would be... I mean, I get, you know what? I was saying earlier that we're probably going to get, like, this part resolved later at some point. I guess we're going to get it resolved now. She's just apologizing. You know what? Based on her part, even if you were dating a woman again, that would be fine. As long as they're good to you and you're happy, that's all that matters. My heart seems to clench in my chest. I can appreciate how hard it is for my conservative Asian mother to say such words. I'll probably never get a true apology from her, but this is acceptance. I can tell that she's sorry and that she misses me. I miss her too. Thanks, Mom. I really am happy. We're moving in together soon. Are you getting married soon too? Fine. These days, kids are all moving in together to save on rent. I won't split hairs with you over that. Mom, I'm almost 30, you know? Sure, but you'll always be my little girl, Francis. I bite my lip, forcing back tears. When did I become such a crybaby? You bring your boyfriend home for a visit sometime, huh? Yeah, I... will... try. I'll try. He's very busy, Mom. He's... busy? What do you mean busy? What kind of man is too busy to visit his girlfriend's family? Unless he's not serious about you. I just knew she'd take it that way. The more I try to hide certain things, the worse it'll be, I think. Look, I won't lie to you, Mom. My boyfriend is, he's famous. Famous? Like Beyonce? Yeah. His name is Rai. It's spelled R-I... I just spelled his name wrong, and it's spelled out in front of me. R-A-I. He's in a band called Dryden. Ask Noah to Google him for you later. I see. Well, if he's famous, then all the more reason for your father and I to meet him, and see if he's a good man. He might be trying to scam money from you. Yeah, because... granted, you know, I was going to say, like, as we all know, celebrities definitely need to scam poor people for money. But then I just remembered that that is something that rich people do. So, you know what? Fair enough on her part. This phone call has really taken a turn, tone-wise. Leave it to my parents to take any topic and twist it into criticizing you and your life choices. Oh, my break's almost up. I've got to go. Okay. I won't nag you anymore. Give it some thought. I will. I mean it. I'll try to visit soon. Good. Work hard. I did not pin down a consistent voice for her mom. In the slightest. It was all over the place. Yes, Mom. I love you. I love you too, Mom. After hanging up, I hold my phone to my chest and let out a huge sigh. Some words I never thought I'd hear again. Some words I never thought I'd be able to say to my mom. She's not perfect, but it turns out she's not as scary as I'd imagined. It turned out that even if I stick to my principles, there will come a day when she'll understand me, even if not perfectly. It turns out I really should have tried to be a little more optimistic. I can't believe I can tell you this, but I just got off the phone with my mom. OMG, the scared, ghastly face. Really? 1,000 question marks. Your mom? That's... wow. That's huge. Are you okay? Rai usually doesn't send so many texts at once. He seems even more flustered and surprised than me. Yeah, I'm fine, actually. It was a really good talk. Did she apologize? Rai knows all too well that what I've been through with my family. I spared no details when I talked to him about it before. In her own way, I was pretty shocked, but everything's good. I almost can't believe that I almost can't believe that really happened. That's why I just had to text you. Francis, that's so great. I'm so happy for you. Thank you, crying face. Really, thank you. I don't know if this could have happened without you. What do you mean? I didn't do anything. You inspire me to be a better person, Rai. You push me to call Noah, listen to me talk about my family. You give me hope. I could talk to my mom because I know you're in my corner. And I'm always on your side, too. Okay, that's enough of that. It's hard for me to be so direct and mushy like that. Feeling embarrassed, I shove my phone into my pocket. I hear my phone go off, but I can't bear to see Rye's possibly smug, most probably very touched response. And so the night rolls on. Alright, and I think that that's probably a good place to call it. I'd have to be leaving here in a few minutes, so I was like, I could maybe do one more scene, but I also don't want to risk like going over, because then I would just miss my grocery pickup time. Because so I have this huge ice pack for my knee, okay, and I put it in my freezer, and I have like a very tiny freezer. It's like one of those like top of fridge ones. That's like all the space I got for it. And before I left for D&D, it fell over and somehow pushed the door open, even though it's not like that heavy. Like it's like a 4 or 5 pounds maybe max kind of thing. But it fell over, pushed the door open, and like all of my food went bad as far as I can tell. Like I opened the door and it was just puddles everywhere, you know. So I kind of need more food. So that's what I gotta go do. But yeah, no, that was, none of that went in the way I was expecting it to. Like all the events outside of the transplant itself happened that I was like thinking were gonna happen. You know, like, oh, we like figured things out with like Noah, and then we like talked to Mom and everything like that. I just expected us like go there, you know. I expected us to be visiting them. Granted, it does sound like we'll be visiting them because like the prospect of like Rye's identity is still like very much so. Like the whole Dullahan thing is still something for like the family to deal with. At least that's what like the feels like the story's setting up. So we still have that to look forward to actually like get to meet her family, you know. But yeah, no, like I don't know. It kind of just seems nice that like the family just like came together and they like figured things out. You know what I mean? Like they just like sat down and they just talked and figured it all out. Like that's, I don't know. It's kind of cool. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to the next time we play this. I might, depending on how my schedule goes tomorrow, I might try to play more. And if you've noticed, I haven't like been putting out schedules at all, just because my schedule is so inconsistent, and it's also up to like the whims of my hands on if they're feeling good enough to press these buttons, you know what I mean? So depending on how much it hurts after work tomorrow, I might or I might not, but I would like to. Just because I really do want to like, I just want to play more of this game. I just want to play more of it. And that's why like when I looked and saw that I only had like 5 parts up before we streamed like 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh man, it's a shame that I've only played through that much of this game when there's so much goodness left to just to read through. Because like I don't know, this game is just good. I just like love like the characters and the story and like just the way it's written. You know, it just makes me smile. So I enjoy playing it. So I want to play a lot more of it. So yeah, no. So again, the schedule for this week might be a little iffy. Again, just because like it's all going to be iffy. That's why why I don't put out schedules is because like nothing can really be too set in stone. So yeah, no, we might come back tomorrow to play more of this if I can. On Tuesday, I was thinking about again playing It's So Lonely Here. I think that's what it's called. I should probably check that really quick while we're talking about this. On Wednesday, we're not gonna have too much time to stream. So we'll be going with, where is it? It Gets So Lonely Here. Yeah, that's what it's called. On Wednesday, we don't have too much this time to stream, so we'll be finishing just a Tith and Blood and no more. Because I probably won't even be able to get to start streaming until like around 10 or 11 at the earliest, but I still do want to stream it on Wednesday and finish the demo, just because that's also very good. And then if we have any time throughout the rest of the week, we'll also just play more of the Headwell Lost. That's the main plan. Like, I do want to start It Gets So Lonely Here, just because, like, again, it is, like, National Yuri Day, and, like, I don't know, that's a lot of what I stream. Like, it's, like, this, and then, like, Yuri visual novels. So I'm like, you know, I kind of want to do that, you know? It'd be fun. So I want to do that. And then after that, we probably won't be streaming It Gets So Lonely Here much until we finish this. And then we'll finish that one, and then we'll jump into Tsukihime, and then we'll jump into what's next. I have something else next, but I don't remember. But you know, it so doesn't matter. It's just so doesn't matter. It's gonna take us so long to finish Tsukihime. Like it's just that's so far into the future. You know what I mean? Because basically my schedule for right now is until I can play video games again. we're just going to be doing every Wednesday. We're going to be doing a Studio Lawn game, whether that be like games that they've published or just games that they like directly made, etc. So like after we finish the Tith and Blood demo, next week we're going to be starting up Twofold, which I'm so excited for. Because like everything I've heard about it just sounds amazing. It just sounds so good, you know, and everyone like just vouches for the writing so hard in it, and the characters are all so good apparently. Like Mary had her stream where she was like talking about Twofold, and I was like, I really want to play it, man, because like she just like talked it up so much, and like that's all I've ever heard anyone say about it, and so I just want to get into it. I just want to get into it so bad. So that's the plan for after a Tith and Blood. We'll then jump into Twofold, and yeah, like the visual novels that we do on Wednesdays will obviously take us a lot longer, just because like we'll only be really streaming those on Wednesdays, but like I want to at least, even if I'm like super duper busy throughout the week, I still want to guarantee to at least stream once. You know, I feel like that's fair. I just want to stream at least one time. So that's the plan, is to at least stream one Wednesday, and again, it'll almost always be a Studio Lawn game, just because like I have a lot of those to play, because I'm a very recent fan. So like after this, we have like what? Just of the ones I have right here, we have after Twofold, we'll have National Park Girls, Highway Blossoms, Heart of the Woods. And then that's not even counting Summer at the Edge of the Universe, which is like relatively sometime in the future, you know? I don't think it has an official release date yet, does it? Hang on, let me just check Steam really quick. It'd be so embarrassing if it does and I didn't know. Hang on. Summer at the Edge of the Universe. Let me just double check it really quick. No, it does not have a release date yet. So yeah, no. But I'm sure by the time we finish another, by the time we finish Twofold, it'll at least have like an announcement of like when it's gonna come out. Cause like, come on, guys, it's like Twofold's like decently long as I understand it. So like it'll take us a couple of months to finish it, I'm sure. So even if we do have time to say like, then jump into I was thinking about doing Highway Blossoms next. Highway Blossoms or Heart of the Woods, I haven't decided fully, but like those are the main two that I'm looking at. By the time we finish another one, you know, like it's like with how slow I go through things, like it might be like 2099 by the time I finish the second visual novel for on our Wednesday stream. So but hey, to be fair, if my hands ever do get better, then I'll also be able to stream longer. Because right now, there are like two factors holding me back. One, when I stream on non-Wednesdays, I tend to have other things that I need to get to that night, just because that's how like life tends to work most of the time. But then on Wednesdays, I could, by all accounts, stream longer, but my hands just can't handle it. You know, I'm not supposed to push them too hard either. So we'll see. And as of the hand situation, because I feel like I don't know if I talk about it either too much or not enough, for like, because I want to keep people informed, especially since like some people come for like other some people come for other content. Right now my hands aren't in a great place. They're super finicky. Like 1 week it'll be like, oh, I'm getting like better, like I'm getting so close, and then the next 2 weeks it'll be like they just reverse so much. And I'm currently taking some pills for them to try and like help calm them down. I'm doing like physical therapy stuff again, and icing and heating a lot. But next week I'm getting a second just because I have some time off of work. I'm getting a second injection because I've had a cortisone injection already, which for those who don't know is supposed to like really help with like the inflammation and help like everything calm down with like tendonitis and carpal tunnel. So and like for most people, from everything I've researched, from everything like orthopedics and physicians have told me, is that a second injection is very commonly needed. And like usually like takes care of like what's ever left over. But the most important thing is also letting them get some rest during those times. Whereas the first injection I got it, and then I went home and worked immediately, which I used my hands for. So that wasn't, that's not very good. So I'm gonna have some time off next week. I think I'll have 4 days off to just sit there and rest. And I also won't be streaming during those 4 days. So like next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I won't be streaming at all. which is also another reason why I want to stream a decent bit this week, is because even though I'm also like I'm so busy this week, literally every night except for Monday I have something going on, but I still want to try and stream as much as possible, just because like I might need longer than those 4 days, and I don't want to go into like another week break after barely streaming at all, you know what I mean? So I want to get some good streaming done this week, so then we can like hopefully take a little bit of a break off. Again, it won't be for too long, because like it's supposed to only take like 3 to 10 days for the effects to like fully kick in, but I don't need a rest for that long. I think I only need a rest for a couple of days, but I also want to play it safe, so I'll probably like take like Friday through maybe Monday to Tuesday off of next week / the week after, just so I can properly let my hands rest and hopefully have it fully take care of it. But if the injections don't work this time, then I'm basically going to go in and be like, hey dog, just cut me open at this point. I cannot handle it anymore. I need my hands back. And so that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting if I actually do need surgery. Like, obviously, I'm simultaneously at the point of like, I'm praying and hoping that I don't need surgery and that this injection will fix it. But I'm also so open to surgery at this point, because I just want this to be over, you know? Like, I was actually mapping it out while I was showering earlier today, and I was like, okay, by the time, if I got, like, the surgery, like, if I had to, like, guess when I get surgery, it would be, like, middle to end of July. And so I was, like, mathing it, because, like, I'm gonna only do one at a time, because I don't want to lose the functionality of both hands. That'd be awful. That'd be actually the worst, lose, like, complete functionality. Like, I can't, like, do anything. Like, oh, that just sounds awful. So I'm gonna obviously take it, like, one at a time, like, get the surgery done in one hand. When that's recovered and I'm, like, able to, like, fully use it again, which would take, I think when I was looking at it, it's, like, usually, like, 4 to 6 weeks on average, but considering how this has gone for me, I'd gander it would take a little bit longer than average time, so then I'd give myself, like, 2 months off, and then by the time the second hand is done, which I'd also give around 2 months to, it'll have basically been an entire year since, like, the carpal tunnel started. So that'll be fun. Like, if there wasn't, like, hope and, like, good statistics around the second injection working, then I'd probably just be like, dog, slice me up. I just need it to be over. But since there is, like, a very good chance that a second injection is what I'll need, and, like, although that'll take it rid of the carpal tunnel, that's what I want to try first, because, like, if I can, I'm willing to wait basically, like, 10 extra days before going to surgery, if it means that I don't have to be in recovery for essentially 4 months. But again, if it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna go and be like, Doc, you gotta do it. I can't keep taking all these other things. None of them are working. Let's just get it over with, essentially. So that's what I want to do. And hopefully after that happens, we'll be able to, like, do these longer, you know? Because, like, my goal was always to try to do, like, 3 to 4 hour streams. And obviously I haven't been good at that even before I got the carpal tunnel. Granted, I only streamed for, like, 1 month before I got the carpal tunnel, and back then I was streaming, like, what? Wasn't I streaming, like, did I actually stream every day during October? I think I got pretty close to streaming every day with October. So, like, I don't know, I feel like that kind of balances the scales out. Like, I didn't stream for the 3 to 4 hours that I necessarily wanted to, but I was also streaming, like, basically every day. So I feel like that counts. But yeah, no, that's the plan, is to get my hands better, and then I can come back and start doing longer streams. That way, it doesn't take us 15 months to finish one visual novel, or just things in general, you know? You know what I mean? So here, crossing my fingers that I can get better. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, with all that being said, I think I'm going to call it there and head on out, because I got places to go. Not really people to see, but, you know, places to go. And let's just save right there in return. And I will see all of you lovely, beautiful people in the next one.